Hey everybody. Surprise little video going on here. A lot of people been asking where I've been. Just been very busy between coaching basketball and work, Christmas, everything. So I wanted to make sure that I got a video in before the end of the year. So I'm taking advantage of no wife, no kids tonight at work. Just got done with work. Thought I would put a little video together for you guys and give you some basketball. A lot of great opportunities here to start out your 2025 in the positive. So, welcome in, Tom. Welcome in, Bander Cards, Packers. Welcome in. So let's get started here. I've got. Hey, what's up, Doc? Hey, what's up? Glad. Hope you had a good Christmas. I certainly did. So I'm glad to see you here, Joel. Welcome in. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. All right. So, first card we're going to start with here is going to be a 2017 Optic Jason Tatum red and yellow. As you can see, the most recent sale was $13. And there have been 21 sales in the last 30 days. Let's see here. Well, 11, I'm sorry. I had 60 days on my sheet. So there's been 11 sales of this card in the last 30 days in raw condition. The average is $26. PSA 9s are selling for $55. So even if you have to pay the average of 26, call it $25 for grading, which is way conservative. Right now, there's a special for those of you that are unaware. If you're a Collectors Club member, $16.99 a card, 10 card minimum, $400 max declared value, and they're a little bit lenient on that as well. So you're talking maybe $20 with shipping for these cards. So 26 becomes 46. Let's call it $50. We'll round up. PSA 9 sells for 55. So you are going to wash after fees. Hey, Brad, welcome in. Great to see you as well. Got some basketball plays for you guys to make some money heading into 2025. The PSA 10 sells for $85, which is the low point for the last year. That card has been dropping. I think that as the season goes on here and the Celtics are in contention again, you will see that card rise. Right now it's $85, most recent sale in a PSA 10. It does have a 55% gem rate. So I do like the gem rate on that card, which is why I put it on there. So you're going to have, we'll call it $45-50 tied up in it, and you can approximately double your money on a PSA 10 for a Jason Tatum card, which is not a base card. The red and yellow is not a base. Welcome in, Regna Cards. All right, let's go to the next one. So the next one up is a 2018. Now, this is not a rookie card, but it is a Kobe Bryant card. And Kobe's cards can get a little expensive when you're trying to go for his rookie cards. It's also hard to grade some of his older cards. So I thought I'd go with a Silver Prism, 2018 Silver Prism. As you can see, the most recent sale was only $10. There have been 11 of these sold in the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $22. So let's call it 22 and 25. We'll call it $45 on a grading play. The PSA 9 most recent sale was $45. So you are out your eBay fees if it gets a 9. However, a PSA 10 sells for $75, and that has a 55% gem rate. So it's an inexpensive way that you can go get Kobe Bryant and not have to spend a ton of money. So let's go here with the next one. Next card up is Another Jason Tatum. This one is his Prism base. This card has a lot, and I mean a lot of population out there already. It's a very liquid card. It transacts often. Most recent sale was $26.75, so we'll call it $27. There have been 26 sales in the last 30 days. So let's call it $50 with grading. A PSA 9 is only $35. So if you get a PSA 9, you're going to lose about $20 with grading fees. So that will hurt a little bit, but it does have a 50% gem rate. So if you're going to do this play, I would recommend doing it in bulk, maybe 4, 5, 6 of them, because you're going to need a couple of tens to make sure that you're turning a profit on this play. I just wanted to do it because, as you can see, there's almost 14,000 base cards in existence. So I thought it's a very liquid, movable card. So I added it in there. It's the least profitable play of anything I'm going to show you tonight. So let's put an asterisk on that. I just threw it in there for something that you wanted. Let's see here. If you don't think the raw to grade will work, you can make money on the raw Tatum around playoff time. Yes, that is true. I really like the red and yellows because they're relatively inexpensive. They grade really well. Each of the last couple of Christmases, I've bought the 17 optic mega boxes and ripped them with my kids. You usually get 3, 4, 5 good players. You grade them, and oftentimes it pays for the box. I got 5 decent cards out of this year's box as well that I'm going to send in. So yeah, you can do that too if you want. All right, moving on to the next one. Next card up is one of my favorite players. It is my son's favorite player in the NBA. It is De'Aaron Fox, 2017 Prism Silver. This is a rookie card of a player that is a perennial all-star. I got to think one of these years he might get traded, which would really help his card stock. But anyways, as you can see, the most recent sale was $23. 5 of these have sold in the last 30 days. The 30-day average is $25. So let's call this $50 with grading fees, again, being extremely conservative. At $50, the PSA 9 sells for $50, so it's essentially a wash. However, the PSA 10 sells for $155. So a very, very nice return with a 50% gem rate. I like this when you have a chance to triple your money with a 50% gem rate for a all-star like this. I really like this play. It's a play I've done several times. Own multiple silver PSA 10s in my personal collection with my sons, as well as I have flipped several of them as well, just because it helps pay for the ones that I keep. But that is a very viable play. And I love De'Aaron Fox. All right, next up is Kobe Bryant again. So this one here I found to be interesting. So I was searching, trying to find some Kobe Bryant cards for you guys that weren't rookie cards, that weren't investable, that you could make plays on. I was shocked when I saw how much the raw sale of this was until I realized it's a Prism's, it's 2019 Prism, but it's card number 8. So his jersey number is the number of the card. I think that is what drives the value of this card. Because orange ice isn't that rare in 19, but the most recent sale was $73. Only 2 of them have transacted in the last 30 days. The last 60 days. There weren't many in 30 days. Only 1 in 30 days, 2 in 60 days. So I guess it is a little bit harder card to come by, probably because it's jersey numbered. But the 60-day average is $61 compared to the last sale of $73. So let's just call it $100 with grading fees. Again, uber conservative at $100. However, when you put those numbers together, a PSA 9 sells for $145. So you're going to profit you're going to get a nice $30 to $40 profit on a PSA 9, which is what makes this extremely interesting. In a PSA 10, now it only has a 31% gem rate, but you're profiting 40, 30, 40 bucks on a PSA 9. So there's very little risk on this play. A PSA 10 sells for $340. So you're going to 3.5x your investment if you get a 10. I love this play. Kobe sells well all the time. It's a fun card. Hey, Mark, welcome in. Tom, welcome, Tom. Tom asked a question. Hey, Doc, Happy New Year. Gonna have to watch later. Love your stuff. Any chance you have a list of these cards? Yeah, message me, Tom, if you want. I can message you back all the card numbers of this if you want. So yes, I'd be more than happy to send that to you, Tom. Not a problem. Welcome in, YOLO. All right, let's go on to the next play. So the next one up is, again, a non-rookie card, inexpensive card that you can go in and have some fun with. The Net Marvels cards sell very, very well. This is the 2019 Don Russ card number 18. It's Stephen Curry's insert card. Most recent sale is $25 on this card. So let's call it 50 with grading fees. PSA 9 is $50. So again, extremely conservative. You're probably washing on a 9. PSA 10 is $91. So you double your investment, and it does have a almost 49% gem rate. So this is a card that you can buy. There have only been 2 sales in the last 30 days, which surprises me because this card is not a short print card. It is an available card, and it does grade really well. So if you can find this card, this is a fun little play for Steph Curry. All right, let's move on here to the next one. So next up is Anthony Edwards. It's a 2020 Mosaic. This is a rookie year card. This is his NBA debut, which normally does not sell as well as the his standard card. However, this one here was a nice little niche pocket. The gold wave, it's not a numbered card, but a lot of people think the gold waves are, which I think is why they sell as well as they do. However, $39 most recent sale in Raw, 2 sales in the last 30 days. The card sells in a PSA 9, it sells for $75. So 30, so you're going to have 65 bucks with grading fees. So you're going to have a small profit or break even to a small profit on a PSA 9. So very little risk invested in this card. But a PSA 10 is $216. So you're going to get a nice 3x return on your investment for a relatively easy card to find. That grades well. This card has a 73% gem rate, 73%. So it's a card you can go and have $60 to $80 invested in it with grading fees at a 75% gem rate. If you can find 2 or 3 of these with a chance to triple your profit on a PSA 10, this is a card that you could very easily pay for some other plays moving into 2025. This play should be very profitable if you can find some of these cards. All right, let's move on to the next one. Next one up, and we've got those of you that watch my work light is on a motion detector, and it likes to go off when I'm doing these videos because I don't move around enough. All right, the next one up is a 2019 Mosaic. LeBron James. It's a stained glass. This is a super short print, but it is a Mosaic card, so it is able to be found. There have been 2 sales in the last 60 days. The most recent sale was $108. The 60-day average is $140. when you take a look at this card and you see that the PSA 9 sells for $192, even if you have to pay $140 or $50 for this card with grading fees, you're still turning a profit on a PSA 9, which is why I like this play. It's a way for you to get into a short print LeBron, which sells very well. A PSA 10 is $350. And believe it or not, even for a short print, it has a 62% gem rate. There are 316. It is a Pop 316. So it's not as hard a card to find as you think with a Pop 316. This is a card that is something that you should be able to find and should be able to get graded and make some money. Like I said, you're making money on a 9 and you're doing really, really well on a 10. All right. Next card up is Ja Morant. Ja Morant Optic Hollow. I am a huge Ja Morant fan. He is electric. He has been putting up some great numbers. The Grizzlies are number 2 right now. They're the 2 seed. They're playing very, very well. People, I think, are still a little hesitant because of his legal issues and then some of the injuries that he had. His cards are going to jump this year. They are. If he continues to play well, his cards are too cheap right now for the type of player he is. But this card you can get in an Optic Hollow raw. $37 was the last sale. There have been 6 of these sales in the last 30 days. The 30-day average is only $36, so it's right on the last sale. If you told me, before I looked this up, if you told me I could buy an Optic Hollow Ja Morant rookie card for $37, I'd have said you were crazy. This one surprised me. I think that's way too cheap for this card. But that said, $35, they call it $40, $60 with grading fees. A PSA 9 sells for $90. So again, you're profiting on a PSA 9, which makes this a no-brainer, no risk, very low risk investment. And a PSA 10 sells for $203 at the last sale. I think this card will be a $300+ card come playoff time. But if you get a PSA 10 and you can 4x your money, why wait? Flip it, buy another one, and rinse and repeat as much as you can until you might be able to do this play 2, 3, 4, 5 times between now and the playoffs. Rinse, repeat, and turn them profits into something that you can use. This is a great play that I absolutely love. And I am looking actively to make this play myself. I'm actually going to look to buy 8 or 10 of them. That's how much I believe in this play. So I love the Optic Hollows. I love Ja Morant. There's very little not to like about that play. All right. Take a look at the next one. Next one up is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, if you follow my Instagram, you saw I just made this play. I just bought this card. I paid over last comp on Facebook Marketplace because I really liked the look of the centering on it. So I paid over recent comps to get one that I think might gem. I don't have it in hand yet, so we'll see if there's any surface issues, but I have bought from this seller before and had good luck. So this Purple Wave Prism, $86 is the most recent sale. 2 sales in the last 30 days on eBay. The 30-day average is $113. I got mine for $100, so I felt good on that. Let's just use my comp, $100 plus the grading fees, call it $125. A PSA 9 is $150. So again, you're profiting on a PSA 9 or breaking even after fees at the very least. And a PSA 10, $900 is the most recent sale of this card on a PSA 10. Now, this card has a 20% gem rate. So the likelihood of it gemming is 1 in 5. It's not great. So why did I put this on the list? I put it on the list because you're breaking even or turning a profit on a PSA 9. So the floor is next to nothing. I love plays where if something goes wrong, my floor is a break even with my ceiling being the sky's the limit. If you could manage to get a PSA 10, you're going to have 150 bucks invested. You're going to get $900, a nice 6x your return on investment. That would be, for many of you, that might be the best play you've ever had, or be the play of the year. And it's a great play for anybody. For myself, it's a great play for myself, and I do this a lot. I would love an $800 return on investment for 150 bucks. That would be fantastic. So I bought one that I think looks really centered. When it gets here, I will take a look at the surface, but I'm hoping that it looks good enough to send in for grading. All right, moving on to the next one. Next man up, another Anthony Edwards. This is the pink Prism Pink Ice Card 258. Most recent sale was $98. 3 sales in the last 30 days. 30-day average is $100. $100, we'll call it 125 with grading and shipping. This card sells for $172 in PSA 9, guys. So you're looking at a $50 profit less fees. Call it a $30 profit after all eBay fees. 30 to 50 bucks is what you're going to make on a PSA 9. So $30 to $50 profit on a 9. If the card gets a 10, it has a 39% gem rate. It is $325. So you're going to, take a look at tripling your money on a PSA 10 with a 39% gem rate. That's a pretty good gem rate for an opportunity to 3 to 3.5x your money. So this is another card that I really, really like. It's another play that I think is a great play to make. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one up is a Chet Holmgren. So I didn't put many. I think this is the only Chet Holmgren card on here. This is his fast break blue parallel, serial number to 150. Now, here's the problem, serial number to 150. 57 of these have already been sent in to PSA. There have been an additional 16 that have been sent into the other grading companies. So that puts 71 cards of the 150 have already been graded. Some of those might have been cracked and sent in, so it might not be the same. But that means only half of these cards remain. So finding one that is gradable is going to be the trick here. But there are roughly 75 of them that have never been graded. So you might be able to find one of those. There have been 3 raw sales in the last 30 days. Last 90 days. There's been about 1 a month for the last 3 months. If you can find this card that looks good, this is a fun play here. $74 last sale. $100, let's call it $100 with grading and shipping. PSA 9 is $155, so you're going to make $50 on a PSA 9, which is why I like this play. So it's a little risky being a serial numbered card, and almost half of them have been sent into a grading company already. But when you can get a PSA 9 and still make $50, I like it. A PSA 10 is $900 because there are only 9 of them. It's a 15.8% gem rate. So this card is hard to get a PSA 10. You're rewarded handsomely with a 6xing of your money, kind of like the other play we just showed of Anthony Edwards. However, you're turning a profit on a PSA 9. So that's why I put this on the list. It's a card that you should keep your eyes out for. Don't just buy any one, be selective. But if you can find the right card of this and it looks good, there is a ton of opportunity on this card. All right. Now, we're going to get into some Victor Wembanyama plays, courtesy of our man, Mark Drzinski. Mark messaged me this morning. Actually messaged me yesterday, asked me for some Wemby plays, stated that he's been watching the market. Wemby's starting to creep up a little bit, and which cards did I think were cards that we should target. So I sent him the list ahead of time. So he has had about a 12-hour head start on all of you guys. Hopefully he's got something today. But I'm going to share this with everybody here as well, just because I think that there are some good Wemby plays to make right now. The first one is the 2023 Mosaic Reactive Blue. Most recent sale was $27.93, so we'll call it $28. So with grading and shipping, we'll call it $50. 40 of these cards have transacted in the last 30 days, so this is a very easy card to find. The 30-day average is only $25, so a few dollars less than the most recent transaction, which is what Mark indicated. Wemby is starting to creep up. Don't be afraid if you got to pay $30 for one that looks good, go ahead, because even at $55, you're going to do fine. The PSA 9 most recent sale was $59, so you're going to break even to turn a small profit on a PSA 9. A PSA 10 sells for $122, so you're going to have a nice little double up. This card has a 65% gem rate. So it's easy to find, very high gem rate, and in most cases, you're turning a small profit on a PSA 9. That's the makings of what I'm looking for to try and limit the liability that I have. I've had a lot of people message me and say, hey, 2024 was difficult. I've been making a lot of plays, but between the fees, the shipping, not getting the grades that I wanted, I'm breaking even or losing a little bit of money. What am I doing wrong? So the plays that I'm trying to highlight for you guys here, if you focus just on these plays, you're going to have more wins than losses. You're going to make more than break even or lose money because of the gem rates, because of the popularity of these cards. Dabbling in plays that are not on my list that's how you learn. That to each their own, do what you want. I'm not here to tell you that it's my way or the highway. There are many, many people out there that are flipping cards that are very profitable, very knowledgeable people, and everybody can do their own thing. I just like to recommend plays for you guys that I know are very, very low risk, very high reward. That's the way I try and target things for you guys. And I think that's why you guys like watching, because it's low risk, high reward type plays. All right, next up is 2023 Select Rookie Revolution. This is the red flash parallel numbered to 99. So here again, we've got a serial numbered card, which makes it difficult because 36 of them are already have been graded by PSA, and there are 6 others at the other grading companies. So 42 of the 99 cards have already been graded. So find one of the 60 that have not been graded and take your chances. That's what I say. 3 of these in raw condition have sold in the last 30 days. So it is a card you can find. It's not super, super hard to find. 3 in 30 days. It's, about one every 10 days. You just got to be diligent and watch for them. The 30-day average is $92. So it's almost the same as the most recent sale at $88. So if you take 92 in the fees, let's call it $115. Let's call it $120 to be safe. So you got $120 invested. The PSA 9 sells for $200. So again, you're $50 to $75 profit on a PSA 9. So the card doesn't have to be perfect for you to make money. You just have to find a nice one that's going to be a 9 or a 10. In a 10, because this card has a 50% gem rate, 18 out of the 36 cards graded at PSA are a PSA 10. 50% gem rate. Listen to this, guys. The PSA 10 most recent sale was $1,700. I'm going to say that again, $1,700 on a PSA 10. This card, because half of them have already been graded, the PSA 10 sells very, very well. So you can make $50 to $75 on a PSA 9, and you can make probably the best play you've ever made in your life if you get lucky enough to get a PSA 10, because your $125 investment becomes $1,700. That's about a 15x your investment. So this card has a lot of upside with very little downside. The hardest part about this card is finding the card. Like I said, there's only 50 of them that have not been graded. So finding an ungraded copy that somebody hasn't cracked out and tried to resell because it was a 7 or an 8, there is the trick on this card. But if you can find one, very profitable play on this card. All right, next up, this is a very cheap, inexpensive play for Victor Wembanyama. This is his purple optic. This card is easy to find. There have been 8 sales in the last 30 days. So 2 or 3 a week are selling right now. $15 is the most recent sale. However, the 30-day average is $35. So take the $35 average. So you got $50 tied up in it with shipping. And a PSA 9 on this card is $60. So you're going to wash on a PSA 9. So again, very little risk. You get a 9, you wash out of it. However, a 10 sells for $123. So it's a very nice way to 2.5x your money on a very cheap investment. They have $50 tied up in a card that you can almost triple your money to, or at least double your money. That's a very solid investment and a very easy play to make. So that's a card that is a little bit easier to find, that you can probably buy in bulk and go out and get that card and make a bunch of money on it. All right, next up, Victor Wembanyama Mosaic, again an NBA debut card, but this is the Genesis parallel. It's a super short print, but they call it a super short print, but it's really not when you look at the numbers. So this card has had 13 of them have been graded already. So I guess short print, yes, super short print, I'm not so sure, because some of his other cards, I have 25, 30 graded that aren't super short prints. But anyways, there have been 4 raw sales in the last 30 days, so the card sells. This is the most expensive play on here. $430 is the most recent sale. $447 is the 30-day average. So it's going to cost you $450 to get into this card, which means it's also going to cost you $50 to $75 to grade it. So let's just say we're going to have $500 with, let's call it $5.25 with shipping and grading. You're going to have $5.25 in it. A PSA 9 sells for $650. So you're going to still pick up $100 of profit after fees on a PSA 9. And if you get that magical PSA 10, which is a 23% gem rate, $1,250, you're going to 2.5x your money, or get about a $700 return on your $500 investment. So pretty good return on investment for if you want to go with a more expensive play, if you're into doing something like that, taking a little bit more risk. All right, we are almost done here. I have one more card here to share with you guys. All right, the next card is Victor Wembanyama Red Ice. This is arguably my favorite play of anything that I'm sharing with you, just because of the entry point with return on investment and gem rate. You put everything together, this is a play that I am going to try and duplicate many times over. So most recent sale was $131. There have been 80 sales of this card in the last 30 days. That is why I like this play. Almost 3 a day for the last month. This card is readily available. Yes, there are centering issues. So watch the centering when you're looking at these cards to buy them. Make sure you're getting one that looks fairly centered to the naked eye. The 30-day average is 146, so the most recent sale's down a little bit. But at $150 with grading fees, $175, you break even on a PSA 9. So very low risk, break even on a PSA 9, but a PSA 10 is $352, and it has a 65% gem rate. So the fastest way I know to pick up $200 profit is to go out and buy a couple of these with a 65% gem rate. Send 2 of them in, get 110, 19. You break even on the 9, you pick up $200 on the 10. And so for your $300 investment to buy 2 of these and grade them, you're picking up $200 profit back. It's almost 100% investment, return on investment when you look at the outcome if you can buy 2 of these. So, so those are some basketball plays that I like heading into 2025. I've got about 25 more basketball plays that I could share. However, they're a little bit riskier. So I'm going to leave it with these plays just simply because these plays allow you to have almost no floor and a high ceiling. Go back and watch it again, write down the cards, go to eBay, try and find them, and good luck to you. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody has a Happy New Year. New Year's resolution, make more money flipping sports cards. I am going to do a video in the month of January without plays, but explaining how to flip cards to be profitable. I think that there are too many YouTube and Instagram and so-called experts out there right now giving very poor advice on cards. So I just want to make sure that everybody that's watching my video understands that I am not a professional. I am just a guy that's been doing this a very long time. I share all this information with you free of charge. I have no sponsors. I don't charge any submission fees to get my information. I am on Instagram. You can message me anytime you want with any questions. Everything I do on here is just sharing information to help you guys make some money because I've been making money flipping sports cards for a very long time. So that's it. However, with these plays, what I'm going to explain and break down in a future video is going to be speed. So speed kills, the fast eat the slow, whatever slogan you like. Flipping sports cards is all about speed and velocity. So I'll break it down in a future episode. However, the reason that I'm telling you this is I do it myself. You just have to understand that you're doing it, and you can justify it in your mind however you want. But if you want to be the most profitable person that you can, you are going to turn these cards as fast as you can. So what do I mean by that? So a little teaser for the future video. In the past, I've recommended a lot of plays that are 6-month, 9-month, 3-month plays, right? Buy this card, hold it till playoff time, and you can double your money. All true statements. Most of them work. And there's ways for you to make money, and you can make money doing it. However, if you're truly invested in flipping, that's too long. You should, from the time that you buy a card and get it graded and get it sold, you should have a 90-day clock on it. So buy the card, get it graded, get it back in about 45 days from PSA, and get it sold no more than 90 days. If you do that, you're going to flip, at minimum, you're going to flip 4 times per year. So the goal would be whatever you start with. Here's my goal that I'm going to leave for you guys. Whatever your budget is that you start with, $100, $50, $500, $5,000, $50,000, $500,000. I don't care what the number is. Just add the zeros, subtract the zeros. It's all the same. Everybody is doing the game the same exact way. It's just the volume and the dollar amounts that you're talking about. I'm going to show you examples and why I'm talking about speed killing. But you should easily be able to take whatever investment you start with on the first of the year. And if you follow the video that I'm going to talk about in January with you guys, if you follow that to a T and use the speed raw to grade speed flipping scenario that I'm gonna share with you guys, you should at minimum triple whatever investment that you start the year with by the end of the year. I say minimum is triple. Maximum could be 8, 10, 12, 15 times your money. I generally year to year anywhere from double to quadruple the amount of money that I have invested at the beginning of the year to the end of the year with the profits that I make. I do not use what I'm going to share with you guys in January because I am a collector first. I know how to flip, and I'm going to teach you guys that want to be flippers how to flip more effectively. But you got to remember, I am a collector first. So I flip to fund my personal collection. So I do not always use the guidelines that I'm going to teach you to make more money for yourselves if that's what you want to do, because I'm buying cards to hold on to for a long term. When a card goes into my personal collection, it doesn't matter if it 10x's in value, it stays in my personal collection. I don't flip cards in my personal collection. I don't sell cards in my personal collection. They're just there for me to enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy collecting cards, which is why I have over 1 million cards in my collection. I flip cards to be able to fund all of the fun that I do. So I hope that helps. It's a little bit of a teaser. I'll explain more in an upcoming video in January. I want to get that out early in January so that those that are interested in using that flipping model can get started right away at the early part of the year. Mark is asking, so you plan your buying times to sync up and a selling? No. So that is the old school. That is the way most flippers flip sports cards, Mark, is they try and time the market. I'm going to tell you that timing the market, although profitable, is too slow. It's too slow and it costs you profits. And I'll explain it in another video for those. If I hope I've teased enough so that I can explain it a little bit better. But just an example will be Bowman baseball. We tell you to buy Bowman baseball in October to December because that's when they're cheapest. And then we tell you to sell them in March, April. That is, if you're buying them in October and holding them till March, you're costing yourself money. I'm going to leave it at that. You're going to profit, but you're costing yourself money because the fast eat the slow. So we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to put a nice video together. It'll probably be half hour to 45 minutes long. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interaction and questions about it because it's going to be different than anything that anybody else is talking about. I don't know if nobody else is talking about it because they haven't figured it out yet, or if nobody's talking about it because they don't want to share it with anybody. But I'm not that way. I'm going to share it with everybody. I use it to my advantage at times. And again, I am a collector and I'm slow with other things because I'm a collector first. So Watch out for that video. I will tease it out. I will probably put it on my Instagram. So follow me on Instagram, Chalks_cards. Follow me on YouTube. Again, Chalks_cards. The link is in my Instagram. You can follow me on either place. If you are interested in learning how to flip and be more profitable in 2025, you're going to want to watch that video. I am sure when I play that video, you will see it regurgitated and talked about on other podcasts, because people are going to take it and start using it. But that's okay. I'm not in this thing for making money. I'm in it to have some fun and meet a lot of you and help you guys make some money with me. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Have a happy new year. I am hopefully going to put a video out again in a couple of weeks. I hope to get back to doing it on Wednesday nights. I don't like these Friday night formats, but I did not want to not get a video out before the end of the year. So hopefully you guys can start buying some of these baseball or basketball cards and profiting, and we will see you in 2025. Peace out, everybody.